This is WTRF, the home of 7 News, sponsored by Bill's Towing and Recovery. 7 News at noon begins now.
Happening right now at noon, we're following breaking news out of Marshall County where crews are on the scene of a large fire. And that's where we begin our coverage with that fire happening right now on Jefferson Avenue in Moundsville. Thank you for joining us for 7 News at noon. I'm John Walkup, but we've learned over 2,800 people are also without power in Marshall County because of the fire. 7 News anchor Annalise Murphy is standing by live at the scene and joins us with the very latest. Annalise.
John, I am at the intersection of 2nd Street and Jefferson Avenue here in Moundsville, and as you can see, the smoke is completely filling the sky. Part of the building of 227 Jefferson Avenue, where this fire broke out, has just collapsed. In fact, a police officer just asked us to move back from the scene from how bad it's getting. As far as we know right now, at least 2 buildings to the left of 227 Jefferson Avenue have also caught flames, and firemen have been working for the past 2 hours to contain that fire. Now, this fire broke out around 10 a.m. this morning. And again, like I said, firemen have been working all morning long to contain this fire. So I actually got to speak with the mother-in-law of the son who rents out this building. It's a Taekwondo building, and they also do yoga and karate and other classes there. The fire, as I said, is now caught on to the next 2 buildings to the left, and as I was saying, smoke is completely filling the sky here. It's burning my eyes. It's very difficult to breathe. And a huge thank you to all of the fire departments who are out here today working hard. According to Tom Hart, who is the EMA director, we have Moundsville City Fire here. We have Marshall County EMS and multiple other fire departments throughout the city. Now, I have not had a chance to actually talk with officials on the scene yet. As I've said, they have been busy for the past 2 hours trying to contain this fire and make sure that it doesn't keep spreading to any more buildings. Now, I also talked to the daughter-in-law of the people who rent out these buildings, and she said they had thousands of dollars worth of equipment in these buildings, and you know, they're very sad about this situation, but they're very thankful that nobody was in there and that nobody got hurt. As I said, I will keep following this story. I will speak with officials as soon as I can, but for now, I'm here in Moundsville reporting live from this devastating scene. I'm Annalise Murphy, working for you.
But first, we're getting reports that a semi-truck overturned on Stone Church Road in Wheeling. Thanks for joining us for 7 News at 6. I'm Michelle Chavez.
And I'm Bailey Martin. 7 News anchor Stephen Moore is there right now. So, Stephen, what updates can you give us?
Well, Bailey, Michelle, I'm standing here in Stone Church Cemetery. Now, earlier this evening, just before 4:30 p.m., a truck carrying a large piece of construction equipment coming down the hill crashed and came into Stone Church Cemetery. Now, I spoke to Sheriff Nelson Croft. He says multiple graves, as you can see here, have been damaged. The truck is actually still on. You can hear it going. Crews are now trying to figure out how exactly they're going to clean this up. Now, for reference, I'm standing basically right across the street from Hothead's Hotspot. Now, according to the sheriff, thankfully, there were three individuals in the truck at the time. They did suffer some minor injuries, but all of them refused medical treatment and have left the scene. Now, as you can see, we've got Ohio County EMS, the Ohio County Sheriff's Office, multiple tow trucks are here. They just brought in a large piece of construction equipment. We're not exactly sure what the purpose of that will be yet, but it's looking like a long cleanup process. Now, Stone Church Road is going to be shut down shortly if it hasn't been shut down already, as crews try to clean this up. Now, we're going to have an interview with the sheriff a little bit later on 7 News this evening. But for now, live in Ohio County, I'm Stephen Moore, working for you.
All right, thanks so much, Stephen. Our other top story tonight, Austin Master Services, the company that's accused of storing illegal amounts of radioactive and fracking waste at a Martins Ferry facility, is up against yet another lawsuit.
That's right, this time for buying and leasing equipment and not making payments. We looked through court documents that claim this case involves 6-figure losses.
Company has come forward accusing Austin Master Services of failing to make payments on equipment they leased and on equipment they purchased. C&H Industrial Capital America LLC filed a complaint in the Belmont County Common Pleas Court in March about a sale contract and a lease agreement they had with Austin Master Services. In court documents, CNHI says they're seeking compensation for damages of more than $135,000 related to a sale contract they had with AMS. But that's not all. They also say they're seeking compensation for damages of more than $306,000 related to a lease agreement. Martins Ferry Mayor John Davies saying companies like AMS are hurting his city.
It's sad the way that these guys are doing business. It seems like they're just taking the money and running.
Meanwhile, state officials also say AMS owes the state money. The state of Ohio is suing AMS for various violations that led to the facility's closure.
We're cutting into programming right now as the Ohio County Emergency Management Agency is holding a press conference to address the widespread flooding that sweeps through parts of the county overnight. Let's head over to our 7 News crew who is there right now.
Everybody good? Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to talk about last night's stunning events that unfolded in the city and in the outer parts of Ohio County in the towns of Triadelphia and Valley Grove.
Right now in Ohio County is under a state of emergency as city officials and EMS services are working around the clock to help those who've been affected. 4 fatalities were confirmed, one of them a 3-year-old. Several people have been reporting missing as well. Officials urge community members to stay away from road closures, with the most extensive damage being in Elm Grove, Triadelphia, and Valley Grove. They say several roads are deemed unsafe in these areas.
Is there debris on the roads? Some of those roads are washed away. It's just very dangerous. So we're pleading for everybody to please stay away.
And as emergency officials survey the damage produced by the flash flood, some residents don't know where to start to pick up the pieces. Amidst the chaos of today, one Elm Grove family shares their heart-wrenching experience losing their home. Logan and Jenna Pickens say it happened in just seconds. Jenna says she knew something was wrong when she saw the water rise and watched a car get carried away. But the two of them were able to leave the area as conditions started to get worse. When they came back, though, they said they were left with nothing.
Just get in my truck. We'll just get out of here. The water was already halfway up my truck, so we didn't have any time to grab anything. I mean, we have no clothes, no nothing.
You know, this honestly was the greatest tragedy that we've encountered. And, you know, it's totally left us hopeless, I would say. Everything that we own is gone. Everything that we love is gone.
We are reporting live from Triadelphia, and the scene here is truly devastating. If you look right behind me here, you can see a mobile home that has been pushed against the guardrail and that telephone pole, and the remnants that were inside of that home are just scattered about. Again, this is just truly heartbreaking to see the things that the people are going through here in Triadelphia. Residents and businesses are continuing their cleanup and recovery efforts after Saturday's deadly flash flooding. You know, people have lost their homes, businesses, cars, absolutely everything. Among the destroyed businesses is a Journey Within, which has operated here for over 2 decades. Amanda DeShong, sister of the owner, says the building and all of its contents are a total loss. What was once a place for people to relax, get a massage, or speak with a medium is now a mud-covered disaster.
When you get 4 inches of rain, most people think that isn't much, but when you get it within a half hour, it does total devastation to where it came up 4.5 feet on the walls of the building inside. So it made everything inside float kind of like a rubber ducky.
While DeShong and her sister do not own the building, they lost thousands of dollars worth of office equipment, massage chairs, and other belongings. They've spent the last 2 days sifting through the rubble of destruction to find anything salvageable. She says they found a few items, but 2 of those hold a big place in her heart.
I had a little angel that my mother bought me about 35 years ago, and I found it unbroken. It's just whole, and how it was there in the mud, I don't know. And I found a Curious George that was my dad's, and his name was George Oliver. I felt like my mom and dad were right there saying that my sister, Andrea, and I would get through this, and that they were standing there, you know, as those guardian angels to help us through anything we needed.
DeShong says everything they lost is all material and most of it can be replaced. She urges the community to continue coming together to help those impacted and to pray for the families who have lost loved ones or still have loved ones who are missing.
What you see in this community right now with the responders, the volunteers, the churches, the people gathering together in this community, that's what living on Earth should be about, sharing with one another, helping each other every day.
Governor Morrissey began his press conference today by commending the people on the ground, the Ohio County EMA, first responders, and the members of the community for working together as this tragic event continues to unfold. He says their number one priority right now is to find the 4 missing people that still have yet to be identified. The governor is asking residents to please stay off of the roads in the affected areas so state, county, and local officials can continue the rescue and recovery efforts. Governor Morrissey reported that both the state and local agencies are working together, which he says is crucial for an event like this.
Good Sunday evening to you. Storm Tracker 7 Chief Meteorologist Jeff Booth here. We are tracking some weather alerts right now. We are looking at flash flood warnings right now. Southern Brooke, southern Jefferson County, northern Ohio County, northeastern and western portions of Belmont County, as well as eastern Guernsey and northern Noble County. And you can see we're also tracking far southern Tyler County, tracking some of that as well. And then there's also just a flood warning in the Wheeling area. Rest of the area under a flood watch until 10 o'clock. So we're looking at some high water over the next few hours. Keep in mind, if you're going to be out and about and you're driving around, they want you to stay off of any of those roads that have been affected. And if you see any high water, you turn around, you don't drown. A lot of deaths and most flood deaths occur in vehicles. So again, you want to avoid those high waters. You can see right now we're tracking some heavy rain throughout parts of the area. We've got round 2 of it. We had some heavy rain last night, more heavy rain tonight. That has led to other flash flood warnings. You can see right now we're seeing a little less lightning with this, but still tracking some showers. You can see right now out through Mingo Junction, out towards Smithfield, Dillonvale, New Athens, tracking some of that too, getting some heavy rain actually out that way in New Athens. We're tracking some steady to heavy rain as well out through parts of Flushing, out towards Senecaville Lake, north side of Noble County. If you're moving on 77 between Cambridge and Caldwell, watching out for some heavy rain as well.
The city is asking that all residents complete this survey and just show on the survey what damage that you have had from the floods. However, the city wants to emphasize that these are not an application for financial assistance. But in the meantime, if you are in need of any supplies, please contact the Valley Grove Fire Department and stay tuned to Channel 7 News, where we will continuously be giving you guys updates.
A little over a month ago, WTRF partnered with 2 community organizations for a band bash where hundreds of community members came together to rock out for relief.
7 News reporter Annalise Murphy joins us now with how the funds raised were used to help local flood victims.
Over 50 students and staff members from Ohio County schools were directly impacted by the fatal flash flooding that destroyed hundreds of homes in June. A few weeks later, WTRF and the Junior League of Wheeling hosted a band bash to help raise money for these families. Ohio County Schools Director of Public Relations, Karen Butine, has seen firsthand how students and staff members in the school district were affected by the flooding, saying it was absolutely devastating.
It's really challenging to take care of a classroom of 30 kiddos before you've had your own needs met. And we have staff members that lost essentially everything. So with this idea coming in and saying, how can we help you, and having direct funding and support to do that has made a massive difference to our staff members.
Money raised from the band bash was put on gift cards and given to impacted staff members. Butine says distributing funds this way preserved a level of autonomy for staff.
We had one staff member in particular say, I just want to be able to pick out a new couch for my family. So being able to get a gift card directly from Junior League and WTRF from these funds, and being able to make a personal decision that's going to affect their family and ultimately affect their happiness is going to bring some peace.
For WTRF News Director Carrie Brown, the event was a powerful example of community strength and resilience.
You could feel the energy in the room of people who wanted to make a difference, whether that was someone just showing up for support, whether that was someone buying a raffle, whether that was just, you know, the volunteer hours that came into it from the bands, and that it was just a wonderful feeling of community.
Thank you to all the organizations who partnered with WTRF and the community for making this band bash such a successful event.
Over the past decade, nearly 1,800 people have been identified as sex or labor trafficking victims in the state of Ohio. With a network of highways, rail lines, and rivers that connect much of the Midwest, Ohio has become more than a corridor. It's a crossroads. This state sits within a day's drive of reaching over half the United States population, making it a key route for traffickers to move both people and money. Just last week, a local human trafficking sting led to 8 arrests, one man accused of trying to meet a minor for sex. But investigators say what happened there is part of something much bigger, a problem that hides in plain sight across our region.
So I did see the sting and I found it encouraging. It is very prevalent, and I think the biggest misnomer is people simply don't understand what sex trafficking actually is and what it looks like.
From 2013 to 2022, law enforcement in Ohio identified more than 1,700 potential victims and over 1,300 suspected traffickers. In 2024 alone, 117 more potential victims were reported statewide.
Tonight, in a cold case special report, DK Wright asks the question, who killed Sister Robin?
It's a beautiful sunny day. It was warm.
Sister Robin, starting a silent retreat, was heading to a secluded spot on a hillside.
Stopped in the kitchen and grabbed a piece of fruit, I believe an apple, and went, I'll say, up on the hillside to that location.
There was a bench that was in this field. It was kind of up on a knoll, and it was visible from the golf course. Probably she wanted to read or meditate or maybe write in her journal or pray.
Her body was found down the hill a few hours later. She had been raped and strangled. Grief and shock followed. Hundreds attended her funeral. She was buried at Mount Calvary Cemetery. An intense investigation followed.
But that fatal accident was not the only incident to occur at Westlake Chemical on that day. 7 News received copies of detailed reports as well as audio calls from Marshall County's 911 dispatch center, which revealed a second injury happened. We sifted through those call logs from the county's emergency management agency and found Westlake didn't tell dispatchers there was another victim in need of medical attention during their first communications.
You guys need an ambulance back there for the same guy?
Nope, this is different.
Okay.
Yeah, we need a BLS unit though. We don't need ALS, we just need BLS.
Okay, needs BLS. What's going on?
We have a slight burn victim. I think he's going into a little bit of shock. We're worried about him right now.
7 News reporter Mary Flavin sits down with a former Herald Star presser as he recounts the day former President Jimmy Carter visits Steubenville, what he calls a perfect moment in history.
Mats Malone, a photographer at the time, says he remembers standing in a packed auditorium, excitedly awaiting the arrival of former President Carter. He says it was one of the hottest days of the year, but that didn't stop Steubenville from giving him a warm welcome.
It was just hotter than the daylights in there. The Secret Service came through and we had to break down our cameras and open them up and make sure that there was no explosives or anything like that in it. And there was one guy on the shooter's dais, and the Secret Service even inspected his French fries.
Malone says it wasn't until the end of Carter's visit, after he had heard the concerns about the coal crisis, steel mills, and other issues, that he got the photo. He says it was his intuition that led him to the iconic shot.
As he came down the steps off of the stage, I could see that there was a lot of people there, and I thought maybe something's going to happen here. A couple frames before was one way, a couple frames after was another, but this was the best one.
After getting the all clear from his editor, the photo ran on the front page, and it would later win the 1979 Ohio Associated Press Award for breaking news. He says coverage that day was a team effort. He just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
The editor said, you know, that's not a bad picture, and I said, I agree. So you know, you can't equate everything to skill. It's better to be lucky than it is to be good.
There was a lot of emotional turmoil. Homeless individuals were rushing to move their things, using shopping carts, bags, and tarps, but those who didn't move them in time watched as their belongings were hauled away.
So today the city's coming in with their trucks and their dozers, and they're just cleaning out the old camp area. They're destroying all the tents. Everybody that didn't get moved is losing everything right now.
One woman who declined to be photographed sobbed the whole time. Others muttered angrily as they tried to beat the clock before the bulldozers hit their campsite. They have been aware of today's deadline.
They have to understand the population we're working with. It's very difficult. Half the time, they don't even know what day it is out here. They don't know if it's a Monday, a Tuesday, 31st, the 1st. They don't know. So we've been trying to help them along with that, letting them know on the 1st was the day. It's just the nature of the population.
There is trauma with moving. They had notice, but again, we are dealing with a special population. I wish we could have had a little bit of grace.
The new site is where the old dog pound was located, where city trucks still roll in with what is often collected.
And the final Ohio County Mobile Food Pantry of the year was held today in the Wheeling Island Hotel Casino parking lot. Hundreds turned out early, waiting several hours in line. With colder weather moving in, November SNAP benefits on pause, and the holidays looming, stocking up on groceries became an urgent need. DK Wright has our story.
This was a drive-through event where food boxes are loaded into vehicles, trunks, or hatchbacks. But people without a vehicle also came, on bicycles or on foot, pulling a cart or a suitcase.
We knew that the need was going to be greater. We already have people getting less SNAP benefits, but add onto it, they're trying to prepare for what's to come in November, and we are getting a higher response as we suspected.
Volunteers loaded boxes filled with fresh, frozen, and shelf-stable food into each vehicle.
We're here at Monroe Central High School to surprise John Perkins on behalf of WTRF and the health plan with a $500 reward to his classroom.
Together with school staff, we were able to plan an impromptu assembly to surprise him in a unique setting. Cheers, laughter, and applause filled the gymnasium for a teacher whose impact has extended far beyond his classroom. An educator, coach, and mentor, Perkins is best known for his discipline and commitment, and the community has been inspired more than ever this school year as he continues to teach during a courageous battle against cancer.
It's always nice to see that he is taking that initiative to come when he's not feeling the best himself.
He's been an educator for 15 years, 13 of which have been spent in Seminole country teaching social studies. From the Civil War to the Civil Rights Movement, Perkins is described as a walking encyclopedia when it comes to history. But for him, this isn't a profession. It's a calling he feels was placed on his heart by God.
I've been blessed to have a lot of good mentors and a lot of good teachers throughout my life, and I just wanted to have the same impact on kids that they had on me.
From Quaker Steak and Lube in the Highlands, it's the 2025 High School Football Kickoff Show presented by Quaker Steak and Lube and the Health Plan. That's right, football season is officially back here in the Ohio Valley, and we are going to waste no time today. I'm standing by with Wheeling Park Patriots head coach Chris Doherty. Chris, share with me just how practice has been going up to this point.
Well, you know, in West Virginia now, you get 32 flex practices, so we were able to I think we had a practice in May. We've been going since June. So, you know, we've had our share of practices. We feel good about where we are. I'm happy with our install. We're almost getting ready for that time where, you know, it's time to suit up and play.
Reno, hey, great to see you. Thanks so much for coming and spending some time with us here at Channel 7. Congrats on earning the 3 seed in the playoffs.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you.
Thanks.
Gonna get a little interview or something going here.
Yeah, I thought I was only here for an interview, right?
No, you're on the Friday Night Sports Zone tonight.
Oh.
Hi again, everybody. 2 legendary Hall of Fame coaches here, set to bring you this spooky edition of the Friday Night Sports Zone. Bill Belichick, along with my guy Reno Sokoch here tonight. So glad to have you with us on this Halloween night. It's playoff football season here in the Valley, and don't you worry, we know all about high-stakes football.
Yeah, Bill, week 1 of the playoffs in Buckeye State with lots of heavyweight matchups tonight. But let's not forget our boys in the Mountain State. A couple of playoff hopefuls in action tonight and an old-fashioned Brooke-Hancock County rivalry. Take it away, Bill.
All right, thanks so much, Reno. We start this Halloween night at Kettlewell Memorial Stadium. The 6-seeded Redskins hosting a playoff game for just the 2nd time ever, taking on Johnstown in Division IV Region 15. A wild start. Johnstown's opening kickoff deflects off the Redskins. The Johnnies recover and will start on offense. They take advantage. The fullback, Landon Myers, bulldozes his way in for the first points of the night.
Johnstown leads 7-0 in the first.
Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining me as I'm here in Beckley, West Virginia for the state final soccer matches today for both the boys and girls teams of Wheeling Central. The boys will hit the pitch first to take on St. Joseph, their chance for the state title. Let's get right into the action. On the free kick setup, it's Briar Wagner, and off the bounce, it rolls to the back of the net, and the Irish are up 1-0 before the half. Then, out of the locker room, Wagner on the pass to Templeton. He draws the goalie and stuffs it into the left corner. St. Joe's up 2-0. On the breakaway, Wagner challenges Tino, and Wagner off his heel of his right foot and into the back of the net. 3-0 now, and Wagner rips off his shirt in the celly, which is enough to get him red carded and ejected for the remaining 10 minutes of the game. But it did not matter. Templeton comes cruising downfield and takes a shot on an open net, and the Irish seal the deal, defeating the Maroon Knights 4-0 to walk away AA, Single A state champions.
Folks, we are less than a week away from our No One Walks Alone Veterans Suicide Awareness Walk.
The event is hosted by WTRF, and we're partnering with West Virginia Northern Community College, Respects, and Helping Heroes. Recent studies have shown that as many as 18 veterans are lost each day to suicide. However, Helping Heroes co-founder Jeremy Harrison says that number could be even higher when taking other studies into consideration. He says the money raised from No One Walks Alone goes directly towards funding resources for veterans in need.
Our service members sacrifice so much when they go to war and come home and struggle with that, and it's too tough to deal with. So this weekend is a way for you to show that you care about our veterans, that if you've lost someone, it's a day to honor them. So this is a great opportunity to bring the community together to support our military service members and families.
Veterans and community members alike could be seen walking side by side, each step in memory of those who were lost to suicide. Walk participant Patty Troyan shares how each year she walks for her son Logan, a member of the U.S. Army who passed at just 21 years old.
Logan was kind and loving, and he's missed by a lot of people. I did not know the prevalence of service member and veteran suicide until Logan's death. So I want people to be aware so that they can recognize any changes in their loved one's behavior.
Helping Heroes CEO RJ Konkoleski says it was great to see so many people come out in support and bring awareness to an issue that affects our service members.
The community is rallying together to help our veterans, to support them, especially when they are, in crisis, facing thoughts of suicide, that there is help. It's okay to ask for help, and the community is there.
We are at the center of the Upper Ohio Valley Italian Heritage Festival. Behind me here is the food stand for the Central Grill. Joining me live now is the owner, Adam Lucy. Adam is going to be telling us about how long they've been here at the festival and some of the things that they do. I was just saying that you guys have been here at the festival for the past couple of years.
Yes.
Tell me about your most iconic food items.
The meatballs are our best sellers, obviously. We made several thousand for this occasion. It's going well. The weather has kept people away a little bit, but we think it's going to be okay.
And speaking of the meatballs, Adam gave us a behind-the-scenes look at how he prepares for this festival every year, and we have a story ready for you now that shows you that process. It's hard to believe that out of this small kitchen comes thousands of delicious homemade Italian meatballs for the Undo's Upper Ohio Valley Italian Heritage Festival each year. All right, so we have one of those iconic meatball heels with us here, and joining me live now is Chief Meteorologist Jeff Booth. Jeff's going to give this a try.
I will tell you, I had one of these at Loop Fest. So I live in Shady Side, go Tiger Country, and a little shout out, Central Grill, they have homemade pasta every Wednesday night. The gnocchi's fantastic, the meatballs are good, the sausage is real good. I had one of these at Loop Fest not too long ago, and they said, well, you want to try one? I'm like, oh, yes, of course I would love to try one. So here we go. Basically, what this is a thing of bread with meatballs and sauce in it. You can't go wrong with it.
I can tell that Jeff is really enjoying this. Now, guys, you are not going to want to miss this. They're going to be here at Italian Fest all weekend long. And from Jeff's reaction, I mean, come on, you don't want to miss that.
If I'm speechless, you know you did something right.
Thank you guys so much for joining 7 News all throughout this Italian Festival coverage. We appreciate it. We're going to be checking out here now, reporting live at the Italian Festival. I'm Annalise Murphy.
And I'm Stormtracker 7 Chief Meteorologist Jeff Booth.
And we're working for you.